The cold grip of autumn had settled over the town of Willowbrook, casting a muted grayness over its streets. Among the quaint houses, nestled behind tall trees, lived young Daniel Carter, a 9-year-old boy with an extraordinary gift. His gift was a secret known only to a few, and it would soon unravel a haunting tale that defied the boundaries of life and death. Daniel was a quiet child, reserved and introverted. He often spent hours drawing intricate sketches of people he claimed to have seen. The drawings were uncannily accurate, capturing the slightest details of each person's features. His parents, Mark and Lisa, were supportive, believing his gift to be a mere artistic talent. They had no reason to suspect otherwise, until a fateful night changed everything. Late one evening, as the wind howled outside and the house creaked with age, Daniel sat alone in his room. A figure materialized beside his bed, a pale, translucent woman in a flowing white dress. Her eyes were wide and empty, and her lips moved soundlessly. Fear gripped Daniel, but curiosity overcame his fright. "Who are you?" he whispered, his voice trembling. The woman's gaze bore into him, and slowly, her features began to contort with anguish. Her form flickered, and suddenly, images flashed before Daniel's eyes, scenes of a tragic accident involving a car crash, the woman lying motionless by the side of the road. He felt her pain, her confusion, her longing. Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes as he understood. She was a spirit, a lost soul unable to find peace. He wasn't just seeing people, he was seeing the echoes of their past, the unresolved stories that tethered them to the world of the living. Over the weeks that followed, Daniel's encounters with spirits intensified. He saw the ghost of a young boy who loved to play in the park, a soldier from a bygone era who wandered the town square, and an old woman who would sit by the window, staring at the house she had lived in for decades. Each encounter left him shaken, but he felt a responsibility to help these tormented souls find closure. Despite his best efforts to communicate with them, Daniel could only witness their stories, unable to alter their fate. The frustration gnawed at him, and he sought refuge in his drawings, capturing the spirits in intricate detail as a way to honor their memory. His parents began to notice the change in him, his distant gaze, the hours spent alone in his room. Lisa worried, while Mark dismissed it as a phase. But as Daniel's behavior grew more erratic, they sought help from Dr. Emily Mitchell, a child psychologist who had a reputation for dealing with unusual cases. Dr. Mitchell's sessions with Daniel revealed the truth about his gift. She listened intently as he described the spirits, their stories, and his overwhelming desire to help them. The doctor's skepticism wavered as Daniel recounted details he couldn't have known otherwise, details confirmed by the townsfolk. As Daniel and Dr. Mitchell delved deeper, they uncovered a history of unsolved mysteries and unresolved tragedies in Willowbrook. The ghostly encounters were connected to the town's past, and as Daniel began to connect the dots, he realized he held the key to unraveling the truth. One evening, Daniel led Dr. Mitchell to a forgotten cemetery on the outskirts of town. Among the overgrown graves, they found the tombstone of the pale woman in the white dress, Anna Summers. The epitaph told a story of love and loss, a car accident that claimed her life and that of her fiancé. It was the same accident that Daniel had witnessed in his visions. Driven by a newfound determination, Daniel and Dr. Mitchell started researching the old newspaper archives, piecing together the events surrounding each spirit's death. With each discovery, Daniel's gift became more of a blessing than a curse, an instrument of healing for the departed and their loved ones. Together, they worked to uncover the truth behind the young boy's tragic fall, the soldier's unfulfilled dreams, and the old woman's lifelong regrets. As they did, the spirits began to find solace and slowly fade away, their presence replaced by a sense of closure and peace. The town of Willowbrook was forever changed by Daniel's ability. Through his gift, he had not only helped restless spirits find peace but had also brought healing to the living. Dr. Mitchell documented their journey, turning it into a book that shed light on the mysteries that had long haunted the town. Daniel grew into a young man with a deep understanding of the human experience and a compassion that knew no bounds. He realized that sometimes, the boundary between life and death was not as rigid as it seemed, and that stories, both living and lost, could be bridges that connected the two realms. In the end, this story became not just about ghosts and hauntings, but a tale of the power of empathy and the capacity for healing, even in the face of the unknown. It reminded us that the most profound stories are the ones that bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen, the past and the present, and life and death. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.